Hiya fam. Today we might move a little bit quicker than usual. I did already film this, and then 4 minutes in, my SD card decided it was full and not going to take any more of my sass, and stopped filming. So we're not actually painting today, but we will get through it. So let's take a peek at Vennstravaganza, Chapter 2, Part 2. We will be covering the Jane Davenport Neutrals set. If you are not familiar with the Vennstravaganza series, do please feel free to check out the intro video. It's just a quick explanation of the method to the madness and how it came to be. In Chapter 1 of the Vennstravaganza series, we did cover the Schmincke Super Granulating paints. The most requested brand to cover after that was the Prima Marketing Watercolor Confections. There are a lot of different sets though, and a lot of overlap with the Jane Davenport paints. So for Chapter 2, we're going to cover both. So let's get cracking. Just a quick recap with our Vennception diagram here. So the combined pigment list for the Jane Davenport Brights, Neutrals, and Glitz-Sea. This is the exact same pigment list as the combined pigment list for the Prima Marketing Classics, Tropicals, Decadent Pies, and Pastel Dreams. And then if we add PBK7 to the pigment list, the set list will also include the Prima Marketing Odyssey, Woodlands, and Essence sets. I am still very much requesting your feedback on whether or not you would be interested in unlocking those as well. The tentative plan as it stands is we'll cover these, all of the Jane Davenport sets, and then combine them. And then cover these Prima sets, and then combine them. And then make one big, beautiful 7-set strong Venn diagram to compare all of them. However, if people are really interested in seeing the additional Prima sets, I will, we can cover these two in basically just the same format, and I will add them so that the big, beautiful final Venn diagram for Chapter 2 would include 10 sets instead of 7. Do let me know your thoughts. Really. I have all of the individual Venns already made. So if there's not much interest, or if we have exhausted all desire to see any more of these sets, I'm thinking perhaps I wouldn't make videos of them and have the big 10-set strong Venn, but I would probably still post at least the individual ones for these on my blog, since heck, why not? I've already done the work for it. So let me know. I cater to you. So let's dive in. So before we dive in, let's make sure that my phone is still filming, because trust issues. Okay, yeah. So, fun fact, I would bet you a small amount of real money that the actual colors that we use today are going to be possibly the least accurate in all of Chapter 2. I have not gotten my hands on the actual sets yet. Arrangements have been made, but for now, these are just duplicates made with what I have on hand, the closest I could muster to the actual. So my little disclaimer saying that these are not the originals. And I feel like the swatches for this set really varied between different artists and their lighting and how they painted and so on, so forth. So a few of these individual colors, looking at you earth tones, might be wildly inaccurate. And I do apologize for that. Bear with me. So far as I have proofread, all of the pigments and all of the placements of everything are correct. So, take the color study for what it's worth. And then additionally, the Roman numerals that I have assigned to each paint here, that's not from the manufacturer. I assign them just to make it easier for me to fill these in and for you to read. So I will upload the scans of these swatches and the Venn diagrams onto my blog at gingersnapshot.wordpress.com. So do check that link out below if you want to take a look. So, okay, let's be on our merry way. So, the Jane Davenport's Neutrals set comes in a set of 12 half pans in a gold metal tin. There are 2 paints that contain PO13. They are Vitamin C and Buff. So Vitamin C I have labeled Roman numeral 19. It is just that single pigment, the PO13. And then next, so Buff I have labeled Roman numeral 21, and that contains the PW6, PO13, and PY42. Next, there are 2 other paints that contain PW6. They are Unicorn and Dove. So Unicorn I have labeled Roman numeral 17, and it is just that single pigment PW6. It's the funny shaped one. And then Dove I have labeled Roman numeral 16, and that contains PW6, PBK9, and PB29. There is one other paint that contains PB29, and that is Blueberry. Blueberry I have labeled Roman numeral 15, and it is just that single pigment PB29. And then there are 2 other paints that contain the PBK9. They are Raven and Cocoa. So Raven I have labeled Roman numeral 18, and it is just that single pigment PBK9. And then Cocoa I have labeled Roman numeral 24, and that contains PR101, PY14, and PBK9. It's just that little guy right there. There are no other paints in this set that contain the PY14. And then, yeah, we are flying today. The second time that we filmed this. So, there are 2 other paints that contain PR101, and they are Kiss Kiss and Spice. So the Kiss Kiss I have labeled Roman numeral 23. That is just that single pigment PR101. So it's the funny shaped one right there. And Spice I have labeled Roman numeral 22. That one contains PY42, PR101, and PB27. It's the little guy right there. And then there are no other paints in this set that contain PB27. And there's one other paint that contains the PY42, and that is Sand. So Sand I have labeled Roman numeral 20, and that contains PY6 and PY42. So it's that little guy right there. And then there are no other paints in this set that contain the PY6. And then we'll just pause and point out, so that makes 3 paints in total for containing PY42. So that is the Roman numeral 21, which is Buff, the Roman numeral 22, which is spice, and then the Roman numeral 20, which is sand. And then there is one paint that contains PR112 and PR170, and that is apple. Is this one. Apple, I have labeled Roman numeral 14, and that one contains the PR112, PR170. There are no other paints in this set that contain either PR112 or PR170. And then, so the last paint contains PY83, and that is mango. So mango, I have labeled Roman numeral 13. It is just this single pigment, the PY83, and there are no other paints in this set that contain PY83. So that covers it. Single pigments. So in this set, there are 6 single pigment paints in this set. So to recap on those, that is the Roman numeral 19, which is vitamin C, or PO13. And then the Roman numeral 17, which is unicorn, or PW6. The Roman numeral 15, which is blueberry, or PB29. The Roman numeral 18, which is raven, or PBK9. The Roman numeral 23, which is kiss kiss, or PR101. And then the Roman numeral how do words work? Roman numeral 13, which is mango, PY83. So that is it. A friendly reminder, if you do want to see the high-res scan of these pages, please do check out my blog at gingersnapsart.wordpress.com. I did leave a link in the description for you. I am going to have everything uploaded for your viewing pleasure. My question for you, my fellow mess makers, what do you think of, I guess, the tentative schedule for Chapter 2? Do you want to see the Odyssey, Woodlands, and Essence sets, or do you think the first 7 sets are maybe enough for the chapter? If you have the set, how horrendously off do you find some of these swatches? Again, looking at you, earth tones. And since we're doing it this way, how do you feel about this pacing? Because it feels kind of quick to me. Compared to before. But realistically, like I said, I cater to you. So let me know. That is everything. So any questions, concerns, or sarcastic remarks, please do not be shy. Otherwise, until next time, take care.